Hello and welcome to today's video. It's been a long time. I'm Golden Gad. If you haven't met me before, I do League of Legends content as well as mainly One Piece TCG content here on this channel. And yeah, I'm back and I apologize for being gone for so long. I can't lie, it's been quite a while. However, I'm excited to get into it, and today we're going to start with something a little bit more basic, just because, it's kind of a reintroduction back to me. Yeah, I think today we'll just be going over some collection pieces that I've picked up over the last couple, I guess like a month now, since I last actually saw you guys, and then on top of that, any updates I have, as well as an OP12 booster box unboxing. So I think with that, I'll just get straight into it, and yeah, let's get it started. So yeah, unfortunately, I have been gone for quite a while, so I do feel pretty bad about that. However, just some stuff came up, and then also around the time of the Vegas regional, there was just every weekend I was super busy, and I try to make one video a week, and the weekends are generally the best time for that. So when I end up being busy and busy and busy, it just becomes pretty difficult to actually stack those up. So here today we have, of course, the OP12 box here. This set did just release, well, I guess it's still in pre-release phase, but pre-releases started on Thursday, so now it's day 4 or so of people actually getting their hands on this set. I went to 2 pre-releases. I was able to win one of them, which is pretty nice. But before we get into this box here, I'd like to just go over some of the cards I picked up more recently. So I think if you can see here, the first card is something a little bit more special to me. So if you guys know anything, you know I love my boy Odin, okay? Odin is my guy. So I decided to do something special here and pick up his SPR. So this is obviously a really beautiful card. I mean, look at the texturing here. I want to actually play this leader a bit during this next format, since I think it'll be pretty good, since Blue Purple will be making his prompt exit from the meta, hopefully, in 3 days for the brand predictions. So let's just say I hope that Blue Purple's gone so that I can just comfortably play Odin and not really have to worry about too much. But we'll have to see. If NL ends up being a problem, then that might be a little bit of a difficulty here for Odin here, but still, beautiful card here. And I got a little concerned when I saw how few there were listed, so I was just like, okay, I'm not going to take any risks. Let me just pick this up while I can, so that's what I did. Next couple cards you'll see here are going to be all cards from EBO2, actually. So I wanted to pick up all the EBO2 cards before the prices went back up, after everyone realized, oh wait, there's no stock of this stupid set. So I decided to go pick up a bunch. So obviously Robin, I love Robin, so I took no hesitation in picking this up. Next one here, we got Usopp. Very, very cool art with, of course, the kind of more cartoony style that this particular card entails. Then we got OG Chopper, my goat. I don't recognize the rat Chopper that we currently have. I like my raccoon boy. We got Jewelry Bonnie, of course. This is the Freeze one, and also restanded on, so pretty good card nonetheless. One of the most beautiful cards ever printed, in my opinion, is this Vivi right here. Man, what a stunning card. It's not played in many decks besides Zoro Sanji, but really it is quite a beautiful card. And yeah, can't say much else. Vegapunk, one of the coolest cards ever released, just because the art style really bounces off the background well. And, it's a cool style for Vegapunk to be in as well. Got Sengoku, of course, Mr. Buddha Man, showing off his Buddha palms with his Buddha hair. Pretty cool card. We got Sanji doing his kick. This is, I believe, during Alabasta. If I had to remember right, I believe this would be against Mr. Boncre. So, yeah, if I'm remembering correctly. Next, we got another really good art here. We have, of course, Trafalgar Law and Dressrosa looking nice and incognito with, we got God Usopp, Nico Robin, and Caesar Clown all within the scene. Next, we got something, so that takes us out of the EBO2 stuff. We're now into just cards I ended up picking up. This chopper was one of the choppers I didn't have, so I decided to take some time, pick this up when I was at a card shop local. Next one here we have from that same card shop. I decided to pick up Purple Black Luffy. Of course, this is from the 4 Emperors set, which I actually did not pick up at the time. It's having a hard time focusing on it, just because it's a pretty dark card here. But no, it is actually really pretty. And since I do kind of plan on playing Purple Black at least a little bit, I decided I'll pick up this particular card just so I can have it in case I want to play with it. Next we have Pell. So another deck I've been testing out is Sanji, PRB Sanji, and this is one of the staples of the deck, so I decided to pick up one copy just in respect for it. Will I actually use it? Probably not. I'll probably just stick to common, the non-altar variants, but still pretty cool stuff there. Next we have a couple cards I actually ended up pulling since the last time. So I haven't opened a booster box actually since the last time you guys saw me open a booster box on stream. Or not on stream, in person, on video. So these are all stuff from either pre-releases or just opening packs from entry or winning. So we have 10 cost Big Mom. This is one of my favorite arts just because it goes, I mean, she's just she's just guzzling the hell out of all the babies. It's unfortunate, but hey, it's still a really funny art. Next we got, in the same vein, Charlotte Katakuri. So I actually did end up pulling this. The only good pull of OP11 for me was this card, and it happened in the final participation pack event that I went to, which just so happened to be a off-meta night, which was pretty cool. Next we got this, which I actually pulled yesterday when I went to a pre-release. So I got this boa from OP12. So I've opened some OP12 from 2 pre-releases. This and this are actually the only 2 good pulls I pulled. So, you know, could be better, but I've definitely gotten worse. My OP11 luck was a lot worse, so good to see I can get actually a couple hits. And the next we got this Sanji card. So I actually bought this from someone yesterday when I was at that pre-release, just because Sanji is something, hey, I mean, I could alt it out. It depends on where the price lands, but I wanted one for the collection copy. So here it is. This is the Treasure Rare, exclusive to English. So exciting stuff for Rage Humanes all around, to be honest. Alright, next one we got here. Okay, so these 3 next cards are cards you probably haven't seen before. So these are exclusive to Japan alts. So these are all from the premium box, I believe. It was basically, you could get 1 in 6 cards, and most of them have already been printed in English. But actually, this Eustace Captain Kid has not. So this is an exclusive variant in Japan only, and it's really pretty, especially the way that the light comes off the card, I think is super sick. Next one we got this Uta, also Japan exclusive, so you won't find this particular art anywhere in English. I just like how the wings look in this one in particular. And then finally, a card to substitute a card that is a bajillion dollars in English. So this is in Japanese, this is only like 20 bucks, but in English it's about 1,000 for that New Year's promo. So I decided, hey, just for the collection, I'll pick up one, just so I don't have to shell out $1,000. And I don't mind having Japanese cards in my collection, so for me, there's kind of no downside to kind of picking up stuff like that. However, I also have one final card to share, which I feel like people would get pretty excited about. So if you guys know, I live in LA, and there's one thing that happened in LA in the last couple months, and that would be the One Piece X Dodgers game. So this is my participation or attendance copy, still in its cellophane, but yeah, I mean, it's a pretty card, and there's a reason I went. I also thought it was just a fun show. Being able to go and watch the drone show was actually really nice, and then also it was nice that the Dodgers won, so it's just good vibes all around. And yeah, I mean, I can't be too unhappy about being able to pick up this card. But with that, we have actually finished the kind of collection portion. There are definitely other cards I've gotten, such as this Dawn for participation in an online treasure cup, or some other stuff as well, but those are just some that I decided I would showcase. So let's actually pivot here over onto the OP12 box. So if you know anything about me, I struggle to open cellophane or plastic. As you can see, I just cut the box here. I mean, not like I care that much, since this will be cracked open. As far as I know, this case is kind of dead. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's kind of dead. So I'm curious to see how this will go. The reason I say it's dead is because I believe yesterday someone pulled the Silver Teach, which I'm not sure if you can have a Teach and a manga in one case, but I imagine you won't. And also, people were pulling alt-art leaders left and right. I did not see very many SPs, however, so let's just hope I got an SP in here, so that we still got something to live for. Another thing to point out, in particular for this new set of One Piece cards, is the wrapper. I don't know if you could tell here, but it actually says Bandai Card Game on it. So, you know, just verify that your boxes are real, guys. They finally added a good way of checking that the seal is real, so that should help a little bit with some people resealing boxes that I've been seeing is a little bit more of a concern lately. But yeah, let's just get into it. So first pack here. Let me just cut right through. I always cut it. I know it's a little terrifying as we start with a leader pack here, but I will go through every card just so I can kind of look at them because I haven't had too much time besides the pre-releases. I didn't end up winning my first one I went to. If you guys are about to go to a pre-release, my advice, if you have Ursa Shock, take Ursa Shock. That card is crazy in pre-release. We got Marshall D. Teach, some random Warlord support. It honestly doesn't do shit. It just bounces. It's more made for Boa just to be able to get your 1-drops back. But to be honest, I don't even know if it's worth it. Next we got Morgan, Vanilla. We got Hachan, so this is a kind of engine card for Rayleigh if he wants it. Got Isho, a very unique 8-10 stat line. We got Zoro. This is another MVP of pre-releases, to be honest, because there are so many slash cards in this set. We got Buffalo, just a 2K. By the way, we found out yesterday this guy is just a young version of the helicopter guy from Dressrosa. I couldn't have guessed that. Somebody just remembered his name yesterday when I saw the card. We got Zephyr Navy, obviously, for Kuzan. We got Inazuma, just a nice vanilla here. We got Jaguar D. Sol, another really good card for pre-release. We got Kuzan, speak of him, right there. And we got Baby 5. This is actually a really big staple for most yellow decks nowadays. The trigger being just draw 2 cards is so valuable. So many yellow decks are just deciding to tech that in. And then next we got the Kuzan. This one does make it so your opponent can't attack with that character. It also filters your hand if you have a Kuzan leader. So it's honestly a really solid card that you can't really be too upset with. Alright, next card here. Our next pack. Let's get right into it. We got Ippon Matsu, cannot be rested. Blocker, usually the other one, the Koshiro, is a little bit better, so you don't really see Ippon Matsu as much, but it's still a good leader, or a good card, and if there's ever a scenario where green ends up being the best set, or not set, how do I put it? If green ever ends up being the best color by far, that would probably be a good option. This is obviously for Whitebeard and Ace, which we still don't have yet, but it should be coming soon enough. We got Emporio Ivankov, Wiper, Kozuki Odin. Okay, we got Sabo here. Oh, okay, we got our alt already. That's kind of insane. Well then, it's a red card, and I think... Is this the Luffy? Is this the Luffy? No, it's the Shanks! Ooh, okay. I saw 4 Emperors at the bottom, and I assumed it was Luffy, but it is actually the Shanks here. So, very big staple card for Shanks, obviously. Being able to have the Baccarat effect of pitch a card for 2K counter, but on a Shanks archetype body is so strong. Makes the deck a lot more consistent, where you don't end up bricking nearly as much, and it's also just super efficient being a 4/6 stat line. So yeah, but pretty cool pull here to start off. But that does damper our chances, and a really sick hit. Shank's definitely not one of the biggest, most important pieces in this, but still pretty solid nonetheless. As let's just keep going. We got Baby 5 here, Buggy, Kid Buggy. We got Kinemon right in front of Onigashima. We got Django. We got this 2-class event that's for unblockable on law. Zoro. We got Carmen, Kawamatsu, Zoro coming right up here with the best leader that will be annoying you for the next, I don't know how long, but trust me, you're going to be annoyed. It's maybe one of the least interactive leaders I've ever played against. There are some games where you just won't pull the counter necessary to be able to survive by turn 3, and it's really cool. We got Captains Assembled for Koala, so I will be putting this aside just because I do think I will at least try to build Koala. I know her pieces have not been as strong as everyone wants it to be, or expected it to be, but still would like to give it a try just because I haven't yet. And I think there is potential with the leader. It's just, it's kind of slow, and there's nothing that really... You know, when you think of good leaders in the past, one of the big hallmarks of those leaders is being able to affect the board the turn they are played. And Koala doesn't really have that in any capacity at all. Hawk is maybe the closest to that, and it's just a blocker that pops a body if it blocks. So technically, you're not even getting a body if you have to use the effect. So it's just kind of an awkward deck in that way. Here we have Ursa Shock, the MVP of pre-release. Trust me, crazy card. If you get Silver's Rayleigh, you can combo on the same turn with that. We got this card, also really good for pre-release, but just a good card in general. Hina, we got I Love You. I Love You. We got Koala. Okay, here's the Shanks in the non-alt art variant, so we could see the difference here. Right there. Oh, sorry. There we go. And then next we got Kalgara. I actually do need a full playset of these because I do plan on playing Kalgara at least a little bit. As you could see, I have a deck crisis coming into OP12, but I think a lot of people do. I think it's just because, like, who knows what's going to happen after this ban list hits. So people are kind of like bobbing and weaving, trying to figure out something that's good. Okay, Karasu, another Koala piece, so I'll put that aside. Sentomaru, Inarashi. This card is so confusing to me. Why the hell does it only freeze and rest a 5 cost? It's a 6 cost body. If we're talking strictly value, you just play Carrot over it. I don't see the point of this card. We got Morgan. We got Poker. No idea who's ever going to use that. Hamepo, really good blocker for non-standard play. We got Pheasant Peck. Trafalgar Law, just an efficient 6/7 blocker. Okay, we got Saul. Okay, we got the Searcher Koala, so very useful. And Dragon, wow, we got the full Revo Army package right here. All in one. So that's just going straight up there. Alright, next one here. We got another SR, it looks like. So Karn, we got Alvida. It's so unfortunate. This Alvida looked pretty good. And then they released the starter deck, which just had all of these cards over and over. So it basically became irrelevant before it even came out, which is kind of funny. Okay, this Bonnie, if you see this off of Life in pre-release, it's insane. We got Carmen, Zephyr, Nekomamushi. We got Color of Observation Hockey. Emporio Ivankov, Itashigi, the best card in the set. Besides Mihawk, of course, 8 cost. And Perona, wow, we got the full Slash package. So right after getting the full Revel package, we get the full Slash package there. So pretty good stuff there. And let's continue. Perona is also not a bad choice for pre-release. Just because obviously there's a lot of Slash cards in this set. Also, I guess I'd like to talk about what my thoughts on the ban list are. So, ban list obviously coming out August 20th, as we got the announcement of the announcement of the announcement a month ago. And we finally got it confirmed for August 20th. As far as things I want to be banned, in my opinion, I want to see Blue Purple banned, the leader. I know you can ban Lin Lin and you can ban Gum Gum, and you probably hit a similar effect. But in reality, for me, it's simpler for game design for the future if Blue Purple's just banned. Because I think about stuff like Emu and I think about stuff like Roger. If Blue Purple stands as it is right now, I still think Blue Purple beats both of those decks, which means it should probably just be banned. At least as far as I'm concerned. The value plays, the amount of survivability that he has just for free is just a little bit too much in my opinion. So I think should be toned down in the way of potentially getting banned. Okay, we got Shakiyaku and Boa. Okay, so what is going on? Why is it always paired up with the same package? A little bit interesting here on what I'm getting for my SRs. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that's one card I just think they should ban the leader. I think they should also hit green in some capacity, and I don't know which card you would ban. You could go the Hody route, but I think if Gum Gum gets banned, there's no reason to ban Hody. And if you ban Hody without banning Gum Gum, okay, now Gum Gum's just unchecked for the most part. So I don't know if there's an elegant solution around banning Hody. Unless you just decide, okay, we don't want Gum Gum or Hody in the game, then you ban both. But I'm not sure. You know, that's something that Bandai has to figure out, as it's not really my thing to figure out for them. So yeah, I'm not sure. And then finally, I also like another green card that they could ban is Cavendish. Of course, it is getting a reprint, but that card is in every green deck, and I think for good reason. So maybe it's just too strong. Another card as well would be the Tashigi, 3 cost. I'm one of the few people that holds this opinion, but I feel like that card breaks the color. So the way I think of the game is that I feel like decks should have weaknesses. And stuff like Tashigi kind of remove weaknesses that I think decks should have. Okay, we got Jinbei and Baby 5 there. Yeah, so it removes weaknesses I think decks should have. So green, for instance, should be weak to removal. And getting starved by yellow. But unfortunately with stuff like Hody Jones or Tashigi, these are both cards that kind of change what the color is good at and what the weaknesses of the color are. So I think those are the best targets to hit in a ban list. Because Tashigi is what prevents green decks from getting stalled out by black decks. Because it requires them to double turn remove, and unless they're running Lucci, the one that pops a 2 and pops a 1, it's very difficult to actually attain that goal. So that's actually one card I really am interested in seeing them potentially hit for a ban. Another card would be, in the same vein about breaking your archetype, would be Going Merry, or Merry Go, the one that's in green-purple Luffy. Mainly just because it breaks the archetype. It makes it so black decks are not that good against green-purple, because removing a 7-cost body is difficult. Alright, we got Slam Gibson here, and then Borsalino. So yeah, so that's like another card that's like, kind of makes me not really like the direction of how the game's being balanced currently. And you know, they've already printed another green protection card in the Koshiro, which only protects a 5, so obviously they have things that they've thought of that, like, oh shoot, maybe Tashigi is too strong for removal protection. So they've already printed alternatives. Ooh, we might have a secret here. It's extremely shiny behind this top card. No, it's just going to be an SR here. We got the Luffy. Luffy would be the king of the pirates, and then Luffy himself right there. We got the Rayleigh package going. This is also a very interesting card. If you don't know what it does, it's a top 3 search. However, you could pick up any card in the game with it. And on top of that, you could pick up any card you want, but also you don't have to reveal the card. It just goes straight to your hand without showing any info. So that would be for the Sanji deck, for instance, that is an opportune time to pick up a Gum Gum Giant. Because they will not have that intel going forward, and since Sanji is always holding Dawn up, you just hope that the Dawn he's holding up is not for Gum Gum Giant for the most part. But you can never really know. We got Lamy, we got Duval, we got Newgate, Quina, Jin. This is a cool card. I did not pull this in either of my 12 packs. It's an uncommon 6/7 2K. That's crazy. We got a staple here of the Dead Man's Game. Demon Aura, 9 sword style. Asura Blade. Oh my god. Asura Blades. Drawn. Dead Man's Game. Whew. Whew. Mouthful, honestly. But obviously a very big staple for green. And then, of course, Law flipping you off. Typical. Let me think. Other cards I think maybe should get banned. I'm not sure if this is warranted, but, you know, Buggy, potentially, the promo. And the promo on itself is not too strong. I think it's when the promo is combined with Croc and Mihawk, it creates a kind of unhealthy environment where there is just nothing you can do about that card when it gets played out in certain decks. So, like, Bella Betty right now runs some Divine Departures just for that card. But guess what? That doesn't matter if Croc and Mihawk is out, you know? So it just becomes kind of awkward. Okay, Sanji leader pack here. We got a Dawn, of course. So, Sakazuki, then Smoke Sora, and the Rayleigh Dawn. So, pretty cool. Another card I was thinking of. You know, a lot of it is blue-purple focused, but I think that's for good reason. I don't think you ban a single yellow card. Oh my god, we got back-to-back leader packs. So I'm just actually going to skip to the end here. As we got Don Quixote Rosinante, the Charlotte Pudding for Sanji, and then a Dawn again. Okay. Quick packs here just to speed along a little bit. Yeah, there aren't too many cards else that I'd ban. I know a lot of people want to get stuff like Bella Betty's Karasu banned, but Bella Betty's so irrelevant because Zoro's around. It's hard to even like justify even thinking about that as a ban. Besides that, I mean, you could ban one of Zoro's cards. I think if you ban any of Zoro's cards, I would ban the restand event. I think that one might be the only one I feel is a little too strong or pushes a little bit of a. Oh, speaking of this event exactly. So it's just I'm invincible, but when it's used in Zoro, it's like super oppressive because he gets to basically swing 13, or no, 12 into a body 3 times for these big bodies. And if you know anything about One Piece, a lot of big bodies are 9k power. Some of them are 10, but most that are good are 9k power. Or the most that you'll see is 9k power. So when you're swinging 12, that's demanding 2 2ks or 2k 1k or some sort of event. Now you swing at it 3 times using this restand event. That is really powerful. And it could be even more than that. I've seen scenarios where they have Quina on board and they could go 12, 15, 15 into a big body like that. And if you need that big body to be able to either pressure their bodies on the board or go for game potentially, there's nothing you can do about that. You just give it and then you have to tank 2 15s to the face. It is extremely uninteractive. So that is why that would be the one card I would potentially think of banning in that deck. I know everyone's like, oh, Tashigi's too strong. Yeah, Tashigi's really strong, and like if Zoro misses Tashigi, that's very, very, very detrimental. But that's not what makes Zoro super unfun, I think. I think it's the restand event, being able to give him like surprise lethal in scenarios he probably shouldn't have lethal. Alright, Baby 5, Bella Betty, Two Sword Style Rashomon, Lammy, Ice Block Pheasant Peck, Helmet Bow. I know people also discuss banning pudding, and yes, I saw the clip of the blue purple getting a pudding down, and then this Shanks player just went from having 9 to 10k counter to 3k, and the game was just over with the Shanks having 2 life. But that's unfortunately part of the game. And I don't like that pudding's there, but it is a necessary evil. I can't imagine how greedy deck building will become if you didn't have pudding in the game, and that's a scary thought. Next, we also have Shirahoshi here. Great card in Calgara, so definitely like to pick up a couple copies of that for that deck in particular. Alright, next one here. Still haven't gotten our second hit, so we're still kind of waiting out here. We got another SR, it looks like. We got Django, Karne, full body. It's funny how they printed like so many cards for like Sanji, but like none of them get used in the actual deck because you just want to play as many events as possible. This event, oh my god, this event is so sad. You would think this is like the perfect card for Calgara, except they made one oversight. It's Shandian Warrior and Mont Blanc Noland, which you can already search very easily your Calgara, which is the Shandian Warrior that you'd be looking for. You cannot, however, search for Holy, Ohm, or, any else of your Sky Island package. So I don't know what they were thinking, to be honest. But it honestly is such a disappointment. And Nekomamushi, we got Moji and Kabaji. Another 2k for Buggy to play, potentially. We got Boof Burst. And, oh, we hit the man himself. Dracul Mihawk, the strongest card in the set. Ooh. Let me play this 4/8 blocker. Does that sound balanced to you? No, because it isn't. I know, you can't play any 7 costs or higher. But 7 costs is such a flexible number because, like, the only thing that prevents really is Hody Jones at 7 Dawn. Every other strong green body is 5 Dawn. So it doesn't matter. And then if you're playing Smoker, this is a 1 Dawn play. You play this out for 1 Dawn. Well, maybe 2. 1 to 2 Dawn for an 8,000 power blocker. Oh my goodness. What a card. What a card. It honestly feels more oppressive than Eustace Captain Kidd, because at least Eustace Captain Kidd, you have to attach Dawn to him, so there's like some conditions around when you actually can play him. But for Mihawk, yeah, those don't exist. We got Buggy here, we got Rosinante, we got Patty, to never doubt that is power, Yukimaru, Brochette Blow, Moji and Kabaji again, Shakuyaku, and Don Quixote, Do Flamingo. Mr. Rushman. If you have 2 or less life, this character gains Rush. And then opponent's turn on KO, add up to 1 card to the top of your life cards. So, pretty good card overall. It has survivability. It has Rush. 8/8 is a little steep. There's no deck that really utilizes that well besides maybe Robin, who can, like, you know, power up the leader very easily. Rosinante could also do that pretty easily, and there's maybe a thought of running this in Trafalgar Law in case if Hody Jones gets banned, but right now that's not within the realm of possibility, so I think it'll stick to it. Alright, next pack here. Dang, these cards are really stuck up there. Always have to push them down. Gotta make sure I don't cut right through something. Alright, we should still have 2 more leader packs in here, so 2 very uninteresting packs are upcoming. We've kind of seen most of these cards by now. Nothing too insane. Okay, Queen, obviously really good. Concasa, another Calgara, nice, and a Kuzan. So I'm one Calgara off of a playset. As now we definitely are getting down to the wire here. We got just about 5 packs after this one. So 6 packs left. Inarashi, Isho, Virgo. A lot of vanillas, of course, in this set, but they've kind of increased the uptake of them. We got Duval. We got Hair Removal Fist. We got Roronoa Zoro. Koshiro, one of the best cards in the set. Sanji. Oh, look at that. We got a secret rare. It is going to be, of course, Bonnie. Very good card here. Really good for the Bonnie leader, of course. So, yeah, good pull here. I haven't actually grabbed this one, so that's my other secret down for the set. At least one of. I am going to need a full place at Akuma, however, so let's just say I got a little bit more grinding to do for that one. But at least as far as Bonnie is concerned, good to see her get picked up. So now it's all up to whether or not we actually got a 3-hit box or not. And as I said, I wasn't extremely hopeful after seeing some of the polls people had at pre-release. Someone did end up pulling that Zoro card, the leader, and then somebody else also pulled the Silver Teach. So this case is pretty ruined, if I had to say. I know there's still potential for more leaders, and especially SPs, which I haven't seen a single one yet. But, you know, will that be me? I don't know. It's been a while since I pulled an SP, so really I'm not too sure here. We got Kuzan, got Rosinante Searcher, and Hiyori Searcher. Okay, 2 really good cards there at the end. It's unfortunate how bad the Rosinante deck is. I wouldn't have anticipated it to be the worst, but, you know, they just assumed, oh, you know, we already printed so many purple and yellow Trafalgar Law cards that you guys can totally cook up some list. You guys are really smart. Yeah, no one is able to. It's just not good enough. It's fun, though. But, yeah, it's just not good enough. We got Zeph here. We got Shimotsuki, Kozabaru. And we got another Sabo and another Koala. I don't know if people are running this Sabo. I guess it's not terrible, but it is just kind of expensive. Kind of expensive. Alright, 3 packs left. No hope left for me. However, if I get... This is the time when you get joyfully surprised. We got Inarashi, Miss All Sunday, Morgan, Bella Betty, Poker, Lindbergh, I'll make Whitebeard the King of the Pirates, Yukimaru, Buggy 2K, Inazuma, okay, Captains Assemble, that's a nice event here, and Sengoku. The 3-cost Searcher. It's actually a pretty good Searcher. You know, it's 3 cost, 3k power, but a lot of the other 3-cost events aren't a body as well, so... You know, even though it's only a 3k body, that's still not too bad. Only having to invest 2 Dawn to actually be able to swing is pretty good. Here's our other leader pack here. We got this Ivankov card, which is made for Sanji. We got a Zoro, Tashigi, and a Sora. Alright, last pack magic. I said don't have faith, but let's do this. Let's get into it. Alright, let's see. Alright, just a normal card here on the back. Or is it? Manga right here. Watch this. Buggy, Ipponmatsu. We will ring the bell. Waiting for you. Carmen, Poker, Ice Block, Pheasant Peck, Brochette, Blow, Crocus, Kawamatsu, Sabo, and finally, Sanji. Just normal. But, honestly, not too bad of a box. Obviously, nothing too crazy. But I did get a lot of the staples I need. So good to see at least 2 unique new cards I don't currently have. rear their heads up for this booster box unboxing. So yeah, not too bad. Also ended up with a lot of the SRs that I was looking for, so not too bad in that way either. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. But either way, that wraps us up for today. I know it's been forever since I recorded a video, and I feel kind of bad about it, especially because I've still been playing One Piece, and I've still been having a lot of fun with it. I just am kind of sitting back a bit, and also OP11 meta was a bit stale for me, so I think OP12 is a nice time to jump back right into it, and hopefully make some good content for you guys in the future. I think I may go for a Yamato breakdown before, just because I haven't done one yet, and at least evaluating those options. And then also, I may have a Nico Robin video coming, because I've been playing that deck a lot again, because I think it's a good place in the meta, as long as blue-purple actually gets nerfed, or removed, one of the two. So I think there's definitely some meta space there for that deck to thrive, or at least become a semi-competitive deck. That being said, if Gumgum gets banned, that deck is dead, and I will not make a video about it. Maybe I'll make like a YouTube short talking about me mourning the death of Nico Robin, but who knows? For now, I still got plans on the horizon, but I hope to be back to an episode a week if I could. Either way, I appreciate everyone sticking around till the end here, and I'm happy to be back. Thanks for watching. Golden Gad out.